Alex is someone I get along very well with on and off the court. Again, another physical battle, but obviously against a opponent that was, playing on a high level. So I'm glad to overcome it. I was really blown away by how inspired she was. I mean, I was blown away by watching great athletes on that.
Novak Djokovic has just ignited another wave of excitement across the tennis world. And this time the spotlight is firmly on rising Filipina star Alexandra Eala. As anticipation builds for the 2026 Miami Open, Djokovic made it abundantly clear that he is fully backing the young talent, and the way he spoke about her has people everywhere paying attention. This was not a routine compliment or a polite nod to a promising player. Djokovic went all in with his praise, highlighting Eala's talent, mindset, work ethic, and the unique energy she brings to the sport. And when someone with Djokovic's legacy speaks that strongly about a young player, the entire tennis community takes notice. Reports circulating from the 2026 Indian Wells Open and the lead-up to Miami reveal that Djokovic shared how well he and Eala connect both on and off the court. That alone carries weight. Tennis is a sport where respect is earned, especially from a legend who has faced generations of champions and rising prospects throughout his career. So when Djokovic openly admires a player's character and the way they conduct themselves away from the spotlight, it says a lot. But he didn't stop there. After Eala's run at Indian Wells ended, Djokovic reportedly sought her out, not to dwell on the loss, but to recognize something far more meaningful, her response afterward. Instead of focusing on disappointment, he was impressed by how quickly she refocused. She went straight back to training, immediately shifting her attention toward preparing for Miami. For Djokovic, that reaction spoke volumes. It wasn't the victories, the hype, or the growing media attention that stood out to him. It was her discipline, her resilience, and her determination to keep working the moment adversity struck. In his view, that kind of mentality is what truly defines a future champion, and it's exactly why his admiration for Eala continues to grow.
And to play with these guys, and it was fun. It was fun. It was a lot of laughter.
Because anyone can celebrate a player when they are winning. Anyone can call a young talent special when the headlines are glowing and the crowd is roaring. But when a legend like Novak Djokovic highlights how a player deals with adversity, how they respond to defeat and maintain their focus, that carries a completely different weight. That kind of praise signals a deeper level of respect. It means he sees something more in Alexandra Eala. He sees a true competitor. He sees a serious athlete. He sees someone who is not just chasing moments of fame, but steadily building something meaningful in the sport. And Djokovic did not stop there. He reportedly said that Eala is great to watch on television, but even more impressive in person. Think about that for a moment. This is one of the greatest players ever to hold a tennis racket, speaking about a young star in a way that suggests she has an extra gear, an aura, a presence that cameras simply cannot capture. He described her as an incredible athlete, someone who is carving out her place in the Women's Tennis Association for all the right reasons. Not because of controversy, not because of gimmicks or noise, but because of her tennis, her effort, her attitude, her discipline. And when admiration like that comes from someone with Djokovic's experience and legacy, it makes the entire tennis world stop and take notice.
I was really blown away by how inspired she was. I mean, I was blown away by watching great athletes on.
Novak Djokovic even spent some time on court with Alexandra Eala in a light training session, aiming to lift her spirits, and by all reports, he genuinely enjoyed the experience. He mentioned that it was fun having her there and noted that it was actually his first real chance to hit with her in that kind of setting. But what really stood out was a small comment that carried a lot of meaning. Djokovic reportedly said that she is actually good. On the surface, that might sound simple, but when those words come from Novak Djokovic, they carry a completely different weight. This is a player who has shared the court with the absolute best in the world. He understands elite ball striking, perfect timing, sharp anticipation, and delicate touch better than almost anyone in tennis history. So when he spends real time hitting with someone and then says they are genuinely good, it is not just a casual remark. That is experience speaking. That is one champion recognizing authentic quality in a rising talent. And Djokovic is not the only voice backing her. Jessica Pegula has also stepped forward with strong support for Eala following her run at the 2026 Indian Wells Open. Pegula reportedly made it clear that a single loss in the round of 16 does not define a player like Eala. One match, one afternoon, one result. None of that erases everything she has already proven on the court, and it certainly does not limit what she is still capable of achieving. In Pegula's view, Eala's journey is only just beginning, and the progress she has already shown suggests that the tennis world may be witnessing the rise of something very special.
I mean, she's really good tennis player. Goes for her shots, takes the ball early, rips. Being a lefty is always tricky, competes really well. I mean, obviously she's beaten a lot of top players this week. I don't really think she needs me to tell her that she's a great player, that we're not going to see enough of her, but we definitely are. And she proved that tonight. I mean,
That is such an important point, especially for a player like Alexandra Eala, who is now performing under a spotlight that only keeps getting brighter. When a young athlete begins capturing hearts, inspiring an entire nation, and generating real excitement on the sport's biggest stages, every match suddenly feels enormous. Every result gets magnified. Every setback gets dissected. Every mistake gets replayed again and again. But the perspective from Jessica Pegula cuts straight through that noise. Her message reflects what many serious tennis followers already understand. The long-term journey matters far more than a single scoreline. And she went even further. Pegula reportedly said that anyone paying close attention to women's tennis right now cannot ignore the potential that Eala is bringing into the Women's Tennis Association. That is a powerful statement, because in tennis, potential is not just about clean strokes or athletic movement. It is about presence. It is about resilience. It is about the ability to step onto a court and make people feel like something important is unfolding. And Eala seems to have exactly that. She is no longer just another promising name on a tournament draw. She is becoming an event, a storyline, a presence that fans want to watch. Pegula even reportedly mentioned that she would love to invite Eala onto her podcast to talk about the energy and attention she is bringing into the sport right now. That says a lot. This is not simply praise for a strong forehand or quick footwork. It is recognition of her growing impact. Eala is bringing passion, drawing crowds, sparking conversations, and attracting more eyes to women's tennis. And that matters. It matters to the players, to the tournaments, and to the future of the game. And that may be one of the biggest reasons the support around her feels so strong right now. Eala is not just winning fans because of results. She is winning people over because of the way she handles everything surrounding those results. Pegula reportedly admired how she is dealing with fame, pressure, and the enormous expectations now placed on her shoulders. Because the truth is, carrying the hopes of an entire country is never easy. Becoming a symbol for millions of fans is not easy. Having people around the world invested in every performance is not easy. Yet by all accounts, Eala is managing it with remarkable composure. She remains grounded. She stays humble. She continues to show appreciation for the supporters behind her journey in a way that feels sincere and authentic. Even in defeat, she carries herself with maturity and calm. And that kind of poise cannot be manufactured for long. Eventually, pressure reveals who a person truly is. Right now, that pressure seems to be revealing something very clear. Alexandra Eala has the mindset to handle far more than just one impressive tournament run.
Amazing. I played her when she kind of broke out last year in my team, and I'm from there. The whole crowd was against me, and what do you think going on? Where do these people come from? And then week after week, I've seen, I've done well and established yourself as a really good player on tour. We'll all come out and support her. In fact, we saw in Australia, and kind of overcrowded, but we follow the court. We saw you, you hear the crowd roaring, especially at night, so it was incredible.
Alexandra Eala is heading into the 2026 Miami Open carrying real momentum, along with growing support, confidence, and a powerful sense that something special may be on the horizon. The belief surrounding her is building fast, and the strong words from legends like Novak Djokovic and top stars such as Jessica Pegula only reinforce that feeling. One thing is already becoming clear. Eala is no longer just a promising young name quietly working her way up the rankings. She is quickly becoming one of the most talked about stories in women's tennis. The attention around her is growing with every tournament, every performance, and every moment she spends on the court. And with Miami right around the corner, the spotlight is only getting brighter. Fans, analysts, and fellow players are all waiting to see what she does next. If she rises again on that stage, the praise surrounding her will only grow louder. And if she delivers the kind of performance that her biggest supporters believe she is capable of, the 2026 Miami Open could become the moment when the entire tennis world finally understands what Novak Djokovic already seems to recognize. Alexandra Eala is coming, and the tennis world is watching.